What I do in Ukraine for the most part is to go and report on children in this war. And my primary focus is on the kidnapped children by the Russian Federation. Russian Federation takes children from um, territories that are combat zones. They ship them away to Russia, and then they put them in the Russian education system and put them up for adoption. That's the modus operandi of the Russian Federation. Go another day of wasting any time. I've got a lot to say, can't hold it in this time. No filter, I got no filter. No filter, I got no age is off the limits. They take from the youngest infants to 17-year-olds, soon to be 18-year-olds. Those children are estimated at about 20 to 30,000 kidnapped. They've been kidnapped from orphanages. They've been kidnapped from families as well. Sometimes, in fact, they're taken from parents who they've killed. So that's one group of children. They are called unaccompanied children because they have no one accompanying them. It's in the name. And then you have the second group of children. You have the children living in occupied territories with their families. And those families are often, again, taken from the occupied territories and moved deeper into Russia. And it is estimated that more than 1 million children, Ukrainian children, are living in the occupied territories. So you can see that the scale of the problem is quite big. It's not a small problem, it's a huge problem. I personally feel that it's very much underreported because it has many different complicated and very horrible aspects to it. Among them is, well, of course, the Russification itself, the erasure of identity, and then we have militarization, so basically preparing those children to grow up to be Russian soldiers that will be used in wars against Russia's enemies. So, for example, Ukraine, because the kidnapping of children has not started in 2022 when the full-scale invasion started. This this crime has been committed since 2014. So we already have children that grew up in the so-called free republics of Donetsk and Luhansk, and they have been sent to fight against Ukraine in the full-scale invasion, and they have been captured. And the same fate awaits those children that have been kidnapped now, should they not be rescued. They're going to be pressured into joining first the children paramilitary organizations, and then they will be folded into military, proper military. And one of the biggest, this is one of the biggest tasks for Ukraine to get back those children, because what Russia is doing, of course, constitutes an act of genocide, forcefully moving children from one group to another is considered a genocide under the UN Convention of Prevention and Punishment of Genocide. This is also an aspect that we should remember. And of course, there is an ICC arrest warrant on Vladimir Putin and the very ironically named children's representative Maria Vorobelova because of this crime that they're committing of kidnapping children and putting them up for adoption into Russian families. And there, at least on the side of Ukraine, there was a big push for security guarantees. Well, it's not really a security guarantee, but there was a big push for a guarantee that all the kidnapped children will be released. And when I reviewed the 28-point peace plan, I took note that none of these points actually in reality guarantee the return of the children. And even as the plan was refined, even as it was trimmed to 20 points, I still did not see any points that would guarantee the safe return of Ukrainian children to their homeland. And now, Zelensky has answered a direct question about this topic. He has been asked directly by journalists, after today's meeting, can we be confident that all Ukrainian children abducted by Russia will return to their parents in Ukraine? And we must remember that not all of these children actually have parents. Some of them have different living relatives. Some of them don't have relatives at all. Some of them were orphans. It's not all of the situations of those children are the same, but it does remain the fact that all of them should be returned. Even if they have no living relatives there, still at the end of the day, Ukrainian children, not Russian children. And Zelensky's response is, we are dealing with Russia, so I'll be honest, we cannot be confident of that, but this is the most difficult issue. It is very important that our partners rise, and it is very important that you, dear journalists, raise it as well. Because if we do not talk about it, Russia will do everything to ensure this issue is forgotten. So as you can see, this topic is my main, it's my main area that I do when it comes to journalism work. And so I guess that's why I'm talking about it right now. I will be talking about it in the videos that I will be releasing on my new channel, in the interviews and documentaries that I will be releasing on this topic. I have written an article that has been published on this very topic of kidnapped children. And of course, since this has come up, I will, of course, talk about it as well. The fact that there is absolutely no trajectory within the peace negotiations that would guarantee the return of those children. And that means that a much bigger pressure, I think, among populations and countries must be pushed to make this topic a lot louder, for a lot more people to talk about it, for a lot of people to ask their governments, hey, how is it that Russia can not only basically be promised to for their economy to be rebuilt, not only will Russia face no consequences for this violent invasion should the peace that Trump wants to impose would come to pass, but also the kidnapped children, Russia will basically get away with genocide. Is that how it's supposed to be? Is that a precedent that we want to set, that a country that has nuclear weapons can just invade a smaller neighbor, commit atrocities, commit war crimes, take territory, commit genocide, and just get away with it? It's just so yeah, I will be definitely I will continue to cover this topic as much in depth as possible.